Okay, everyone. I just want to take a bit of time to clear some things up. This is not a regular Let's Play video. This is just kind of a fill-in video. We'll be back with a normal Let's Play video soon, but I want to make this video now because in the previous video, there was a problem, namely that I didn't know there is an alternative to killing the wolves. So first, let me go ahead and show you the. I mean, we're here obviously in King's Quest 2, so let me go ahead and show you how you can avoid killing the wolves, and then I'll do some talking and explain some stuff. So I've just come back. I'm at the point where we're still looking for the tiara here. I've just come back from Kaldar's Castle Island, and what I did in the previous video, or what we did in the previous video, is we went to the church cemetery and dug there and found the tiara there. And by the way, many thanks to the commenter who pointed out, I think what happened, because I was really unclear on why you're supposed to go digging in the church cemetery. I guess what happened was because those two people died at around the same time, their bodies got mixed up, or maybe their coffins got mixed up. One was supposed to be buried in the church cemetery, one was supposed to be buried on Kaldar's Island, but instead each was buried in they mixed the two coffins around, kind of like one of those old comedies where people get their bags mixed up or something. One person takes one suitcase and something like that. So it was a situation like that, and somebody pointed that out. So many thanks for pointing that out. It makes sense now once you explain it like that. And somebody else pointed out that the two names for the dead people apparently are anagrams, this time for Christopher Reeve and Marlon Brando. And then somebody else pointed out that Christopher Reeve and Marlon Brando were in the first Superman movie. Not sure what the connection there with Superman is, but maybe it was just I don't know, maybe it's just a reference, who knows. Anyway, so like I said, what we did, if you watched the last video, we went to the church. But what you're supposed to do, if you want to solve that puzzle the best possible way, and don't ask me how you're supposed to know this. I really don't know how you're supposed to know this. But what you're supposed to do before you go to the church cemetery, you're supposed to come here to Grandma's house. And let me save here because, sorry, I know you're getting a bit of a spoiler there, seeing some of the save games for the later parts of the games that we made, but outside Grandma's, I don't have the room for the H. Outside Grandma's H. For her. Actually, it looks like outside Grandmash. Outside Grandmash. Okay, let's go inside Grandma's house because, yeah. So Grandma's dead now, obviously, because she's become a vampire, and Possum's dead now as well. She's become Anastasia and suddenly grown up and become an adult vampire, a young adult. So this house is empty. What could there possibly be to find here? Well, under Grandma's pillow here, for whatever reason,
the pillow looks comfortable.
It looks comfortable, but we don't want to take it because it's comfortable. We want to put the hand on the pillow because
you lift the pillow and look beneath it. To your surprise, you discover a small bottle of ointment. A label on the side reads wolfsbane. Being very careful not to smash it, you take the ointment and put it in your pocket.
And you can pretty well guess what happens with this now. This is the solution to the puzzle. But again, I don't know how you're supposed to know this.
The delicate bottle has a label. It reads wolfsbane.
I mean, why would you come back here? Maybe if you're curious, maybe you're curious about what the house is like now that Grandma and Possum are gone, and the fire in the fireplace is burned out and the house is abandoned. Maybe you want to see what it's like here, but who would think to come back here and look under the pillow? Obviously, we didn't. And let me go ahead and save once more. So I got the wolfsbane. The reason I saved before going into the house is because sometimes when you go into this house after it's been abandoned, yes, this happens.
Oh no, a wolf is in the bed. It wears a long brown robe just like the one that monk at the monastery was wearing. You'd better get out of here fast. My, what sharp claws. All the better to...
And yeah, I don't know why why this wolf is sleeping in the bed there. It really doesn't make any sense to me, honestly. I think that was just, I think they just put that in there just so that, just because in the original King's Quest 2 you could sometimes have a wolf sleeping in the bed instead of grandma. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but I think it's not supposed to make sense, so let's not try to analyze it too much. Instead, I'll go ahead and show what happens. I mean, you can pretty well guess what happens at this point. It's pretty obvious. It's a wolf repellent, wolfsbane. It's a non-lethal repellent for wolves. So if we, let's see, do I have to actually get the tiara to make the wolves show up? All right, well, let's go ahead and get the tiara. And also, somebody did point out that this picture here, which was previously a cross, it's now...
A large tapestry now adorns the wall behind the altar. The image on the tapestry bears a depiction of some kind of ceremony or ritual. It is somehow reminiscent of the room you are now standing in. You know for a fact that there is nothing behind the tapestry except wall.
Yeah, so we didn't notice this when we were playing the game, but yeah, apparently this is a representation of the ritual that they do with this octagram on the floor. And yes, thank you, somebody pointed out that octagram is the correct word. I've never heard that word before, but I just kind of guessed, and apparently I was correct. So let's go ahead and get the tiara. It was at, it was at this grave. So let's dig here. Whoops. Wait, what?
You become acquainted with your new roommate. You will both be
Hold on.
spending
What?
a lot.
Wasn't it Larman Odnarb's grave? Wait, did I? You know what? I think...
Your
Hold on. What's the story here now?
Larman Odnarb, 1175 to 1200.
That is definitely the grave where I'm supposed to dig. Pretty sure of it. I wonder if... Okay, you know what?
You become acquainted with your new roommate.
I think...
You will both be spending a lot of time together.
I think... I think I restored this game, and I think maybe the reason why that's happening is because I didn't find out that I'm supposed to dig at Larman Odnarb's grave yet. Okay.
Count Christopher Ivir,
Yeah.
1175.
So that's Christopher Reeve, or Christopher Ivir. So, I didn't do all this. Apparently you have to do all this before you go back and dig at Larman Odnarb's grave, so... Oh, that's annoying.
You stop.
Okay. Then we have to look in here, we have to get this, and this is the last will and testament of Larman Odnarb. So that's actually Larman Odnarb buried here. And, okay, so that's actually Larman Odnarb, and we need to find Christopher Revere, who's actually buried in Larman Odnarb's grave. Okay, so I'm going to have to go through all this again because I didn't do that before. I restored from a game where I hadn't done that, and so it doesn't let you actually dig at Larman Odnarb's grave before, or actually at Christopher Revere's grave. I'm so confused, man. I'm so mixed up. This game is confusing. I don't remember. I don't remember stuff. I don't remember what I did anymore. Oh, and the wolf is here. Let's get the heck out of here. And he's here again. Come on. Fortunately, you have time to get out if you're quick about it. Okay, now the wolf's not here, so we can get...
You lift the...
So we can get the wolfsbane. Why is he sleeping on the bed if the wolfsbane's right under the pillow? I guess it doesn't repel him from under the pillow. I guess you have to... Okay. Let's... It's kind of funny. The wolf's sleeping in the bed and he doesn't even realize that there's a bottle of wolfsbane right under his head on the pillow that he's sleeping on. Let's see if this works now. So, We go into the church again.
Your
Come here. It's the grave of Larman Odnarb. Let's see if I can dig here now. Have to dig at the other grave first. I guess it kind of makes sense, but why does that tentacle beast kill you?
Stop digging.
Okay, yeah, now it works. Now we can do this, and now we open this up and we get the tiara. Okay, we've seen all this before.
Now,
Okay. All right, come on, let's go. I just want to show what happens with the wolfsbane. So let me put it on ahead of time because I'm not sure if you can put it on in the next screen, but I think we can put it on here.
You rub the wolfsbane ointment all over your skin.
Yes, we do. All right, let's go.
Without warning, a wolf darts out of the dark forest and dashes towards you, and this time it's running directly at you.
So let's just let him catch us.
Sensing the wolfbane ointment on your skin, the wolf quickly turns and flees back into the forest.
And that was that. And that's it. Simple as that. We don't have to kill anyone or anything. Just rub the wolfbane on your skin just before you encounter the wolves, and you're done. Puzzle solved. So, I'm happy about this. I mean, I think that this is a good thing that they put this into the game. The reason why we didn't know this, the reason why we didn't do this in the video that we made previously is we actually looked at 2 different walkthroughs for this game, and neither walkthrough mentioned this. I think the reason for that is the original version of this game when it first came out, I think in 2002. Man, this game originally came out in 2002. Hard to believe it was that long ago now, but yeah. So when this game first came out, this alternate solution wasn't there. So many people complained that you have to kill the wolves that the game developers went back and put this alternate solution in a later version of the game. And I think both walkthroughs that we had been using to play this game, both of those walkthroughs were written before the updated version was released. And nobody, as far as I know, made an updated walkthrough because I couldn't find one. Both, like I said, all the walkthroughs that I found said you have to kill the wolves. So that's why we didn't know. Now we know, and now you know. So yeah. Unfortunately, we can't modify any of the videos that I made with my girlfriend because we actually already got to the end of the game. So remember I said in the previous video she's only going to be here for 1 or 2 videos. We changed our minds and we have already recorded all the videos through to the end of the game. So my girlfriend will be with me for the rest of this, Let's Play. And since the videos are already made, we can't go back and re-record anything now. Because the problem is we're not currently living in the same geographic area. So it's actually kind of hard for us to get together and make videos together. So that's why we decided to do them all at once, because we were, we had the chance to make them when we did, and so we thought, let's just go ahead and make all of them now, and then we can upload them later. Yeah, so the videos have already been made. That also means we can't respond to anything now. That's one of the problems with that is very often when I've been making these videos and uploading them, you, the viewers, respond to something in a video. You post a response to something, and then in the next video can say, oh, that makes sense. Thank you to my viewers for pointing that out to me, because that actually makes a lot of sense. We can't do that anymore because, again, the videos have already been recorded, so we can't go back and respond to anything that you folks post now. Of course, your comments are still welcome, but yeah, the videos are done. So this is also why, at the end, I will be missing one point. I'll go ahead and say now, when we finish this game, we were missing one point, and I will say in the video at the end, I'm going to complain and say, why are we missing a point when we did everything in the walkthrough? Well, the reason for that is this. When they later added this alternate solution to the wolves, they added this possibility to use the wolfsbane, they adjusted the points in the game for this. so that you can't get full points if you kill the wolves instead of using the wolfsbane. So now I know why we were missing a point at the end of the game. That's the reason why. But we didn't know that when we were making the video. So later on, when you see us finish the game, I'll go on for like a few minutes and say, I'm very unhappy and very upset that we're missing a point. I feel cheated out of my life now. So yeah, I'll just point that out now. We know now, but we didn't know then. I kind of like the way they did that because it really feels like a King's Quest puzzle now. Because I think I said several times in response to having to kill the wolves previously, it is kind of against the spirit of King's Quest, because many times in King's Quest you were given two options. You were given the option to kill your enemy, or you were given the option to use a non-lethal solution. And generally the non-lethal solution gives you more points. Obviously in King's Quest 1, for example, there's the dragon. You can kill the dragon, or you can use the bucket of water on the dragon. Using the bucket of water doesn't kill the dragon, and it gives you more points. Same deal with the giant. You can kill the giant, or you can let the giant fall asleep. That gets you more points. So it's the same thing here. If you decide to use the wolfsbane and spare the lives of the wolves, you get more points. Well, you get one more point, which again, makes sense. So it really is kind of like a King's Quest puzzle now. So I'm very glad that they made this change, and that's why I'm making this video, because I'm very glad that they did modify the game so that you don't have to do that. I think it makes a lot of sense, because I didn't like having to kill the wolves, and again, I really thought that it was out of tone. Like it goes against the whole tone and the whole spirit of the King's Quest games. So kudos to the developers for doing that. I think that was the right choice. I think they made the right choice by modifying the game to give you this non-violent alternative solution. So that's that. Like I said, I think that's all I had to say. The one other thing that I wanted to mention, since I don't think I mentioned it in any of the videos that we made, I do want to just mention as a side note here. The voice actor for there's a voice actor in this game. His real name is Richard Aronson. Aronson. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the last name. I think Aronson, something like that. He was the voice actor for Cedric the Owl, in the original King's Quest V. They actually got him back. Apparently Josh Mandel, who again voices Graham, got in touch with Mr. Richard Aronson. Apparently they were still in contact, or they got back in contact, and Josh Mandel got him to re-contribute his voice talents to this game. Not only did Richard Aronson voice Cedric in that Easter egg, you remember that little Easter egg where Cedric just briefly shows up during the madness of King Graham? That is the actual original voice actor for Cedric, not a guy trying to sound like Cedric. It's actually the same guy who voiced Cedric in the original King's Quest V. So that's very cool that they got him back for that. But not only that, guess who else in this game is voiced by Richard Aronson? None other than Count Kaldar, which just blows me away because the voices are completely different. Well, I mean, obviously the voice actor is putting on the voice. I mean, he's acting. So yeah. But I wouldn't have thought that the same voice actor was doing both of those. So yeah, the guy who did Cedric and the guy who does Count Kaldar, same guy. The same actor also did Ramses Najir. He had a few other voice acting roles. I think probably the other one that is most identifiable is Ramses Najir from Lorabo 2, The Dagger of Amon-Ra. So he's a very versatile voice actor because, he did Cedric, and Cedric has a voice like this. Oh, watch out for the bear, Graham. And then he does Count Kaldar, and Count Kaldar has a much very different kind of voice. And then he did Ramses Najir, who has a very, it sounds like this. So, yes, a very versatile actor, did very different types of voice roles. And I think he was originally a programmer. I think he started off as being a programmer at Sierra, and then they tapped him to fill some voice roles because he's a talented voice actor. And as I've said many times, Cedric's voice is very annoying, but other than that, I actually quite like Cedric. I think Cedric is a reasonable character, and I think a lot of people don't like Cedric just because of the voice, because the voice actor basically tried to make him as annoying as possible and succeeded at that, because obviously Cedric's voice is very annoying, but other than that, Cedric is I don't know. I've said many times I think Cedric's a reasonable character, and people dislike him kind of unfairly. So kudos to you, Mr. Richard Aronson, for all your voice acting efforts that you did at Sierra, and also for this fan made follow up. Hope that you're still doing well, whatever you're up to now. I don't know what activities you're doing now, but thanks for your voice acting for all these wonderful games. So I think that's really that's really it for me. That's all I had to say. I can't think of anything else that I wanted to say with this video. So thanks for watching, everyone. This is again just a little fill-in video, just to fill in some details that I did not talk about, but which I should have mentioned but didn't. So that's it. I'll stop here, and you will see me and my girlfriend next time for further adventures of King Graham in Colima. Until then, ta-ta for now.